Welcome to Infinite Women. I'm Allison Tyra, and today I wanted to talk about a quote that is often mangled, misattributed, and misinterpreted. Even I do it. The original quote is, "Well-behaved women seldom make history," and when I started recording my podcast back in 2023, for some reason, I just had a hard time saying seldom, so instead I got into the habit of saying rarely. Now, most of us have probably heard variations on this line before, maybe even bought a bumper sticker, t-shirt, or household decoration emblazoned with it to proudly display our feminism. And some of those may have attributed it to the likes of Eleanor Roosevelt, for example. But the actual quote comes from a Pulitzer Prize-winning historian, Laurel Thatcher Ulrich, in an obscure 1976 scholarly article on the funeral sermons of Christian women. But apart from misquoting and misattributing, the phrase is also missing the original point in most contexts I've seen. Feminists like to use it as a sort of call to misbehave, but Ulrich originally meant it as a lament that we don't value the work and contributions of the well-behaved women. We don't consider their actions worth celebrating and documenting. The kind of women she's talking about changed lives and communities. Their actions may have impacted entire countries or generations of people, but because they stayed in their socially prescribed lanes, the folks who write the histories often don't consider them important enough to have their stories told. Now, for my part, I like to use it both ways, because those socially prescribed lanes are far too narrow, and we continue having to push them further and further out just so we have room to breathe. But we also need to acknowledge and recognize the value of the women who work within the boundaries placed on them and make a difference in their own ways. Because, as Ulrich said, they are worth celebrating too. Join us next time on Infinite Women, and remember, well-behaved women seldom make history.